Welcome to Child of Light. Welcome to Child of Light. Streaming part 2 here. So we're going to get this up on the game capture here in just one teeny tiny moment. And get this guy going. If you're just joining us after the RGB Experience show, or after the show, whatever. Everyone's welcome. Thank you, everybody, for showing up and hanging out with me this evening as I work through a couple more hours of Child of Light. Very beautiful, gorgeous RPG from Ubisoft. Child of Light. All right. As soon as we can get it started here. Press the A button. I am pressing the A button. Technical difficulties. You're all excited. You got your controller. You got it plugged in. Oh, maybe it would help if I was actually, focused on the game, like in Windows. As always, if you've never been on my Let's Streams before, when the characters have voice acting, I let them talk. When there's just text, I will read it for you, so you don't have to. And along those lines, actually, let me set one of the options here. I want to change the music volume down just a little bit in my ears and make it a little bit louder on the other side. So stand by. We'll bump that up a little bit, and that will help them to come through clearer when they do start to talk. Alrighty. Here we go. Pleased to meet you, sir. Like weeds it is. I am lucky to be alive. When at my ma's house, beside the bloomin' apple tree in the forest I arrived. This whiz was in the air. I went around to my garden and attacked I was. Barely escaped. I couldn't cast and I jammed my big toe. No. Yes, it hurts, it does. Poor man, have you no home? Perhaps someone could help. Could you use your sword? If you aren't a coward like my grandson, I suppose there'll be a reward. It sounds like it might be a little bit of a side quest there. The girl who went into the well. I love, by the way, for the record, aside from the art style and everything else I keep praising, have I told you it is fun to be able to fly around in a game like this? I mean, who doesn't want to fly, right? Let's see. I think what he needs might be in here. Let's take a look. Put down the stick, mister. I love the hand-drawn art here. So pretty. If you go down to the plain, say hi to my cousin. But no, she's very strange. That old monastery's so scary. Voices and spooks. Every witch of fear. Just that gravedigger. Well, but I must fight for the beer. Sometimes the text flies faster than I can read, and it's not me hitting the button there. That's kind of auto-timed text on some of these little side conversations that pop up, and it throws me for a loop sometimes. Ooh, let's see. Maybe this is where his house are at. Gotta check all the houses because I know he has a mouse problem here somewhere. Oh, this guy looks creepy. I'm so starved I could eat my hat. Being a bird will do that. I have to teach, but I give a shovel for just an apple. We shall keep an eye out for one we can grapple. Yeah, I don't think I have an apple in my inventory just yet. Inventory's pretty simple here. Not a lot of stuff hiding in there. A lot of the dialogue here likes to rhyme. If you missed out on the first part, there was a lot of rhyming. I know you and Finn had to save us, but my word, my husband was quieter than is a bird. Locked. Locked, locked, locked. That frog sounds ribbit. Sounds like a real frog. Pardon me, have you seen the highest of the high? Never heard of it. But by the by, the Temple of the Moon is up the cliff of Erin nearby. Okay, so I'm a little here. Oh, wait. So where exactly are we heading? That is the question I have been dreading. Wait, did we forget something? Most definitely, me. I just up and turned 13 last month. Which makes me a man, you see. 13? With that beard? We Capilli age rapidly. But I've bungled it. Grandpa threw me out. Brave I need to be. Will you help me out? Fine, you can join our cavalry. Only please, no snoring. She's right. From you it sounds like roaring. Alright, so... I just want to see if we got a side quest or something. Options, map, inventory, skills, party. Because I thought, wasn't the old guy over here that wanted us to check something out? No, this one maybe. No, no, nope, nope. I thought one of these guys had a big exclamation mark on their head. Needed our help. You're brave. We are impressed. And now we already talked to him. Goodbye. My path home I must set. The Capelli thank you. I thank you. We will not forget. Yeah, no, it definitely has that childhood vibe, Chaos. It is a really, really cute RPG. And very much like Operitzia. It's actually shorter than Operitzia. It's a nice bite-sized adventure, which makes it great for me to start off my Let's Plays with. My Let's Play career here at RP Gamer. Wanted to do a couple of experiences that were shorter that I knew I could pretty much get through. Well, that's the well I've been through before. But no, I don't think I want to go through it again. There was that guy up here that had the side, I felt like a side quest. Party, skills, oculi are your upgrades, inventory, just what it says. The map, altar, old monastery, cliffs of Erin, flooded lands. Just looking over these confessions. See, yeah, nothing here that really says side quest journal. Oh well. I guess I will just move on. The Queen of the Night cursed us. We needed only a couple of herbs. We snuck into her garden. She turned us into birds. Whoopsie. Well, that'll teach ya. Alright, can't go there. Can we go in there? Nope, can't go in there. Oh, there's something back there. Did you see that? Let's see. Can I make it come out? Maybe not. Oh, that's a bad guy. That's a bad guy. Let me tell you what, it may have a childhood vibe, but the battles can still be a bit on the tough side. Let's swap him out with Finn, the wizard. And I think this guy gets hurt by fire. So there's elemental deals in this. Well, it wasn't especially effective. No extra damage, but he didn't need extra damage. Ooh, physical counterattack. Nasty. How do I... Oh, that button. No, I thought there was another button that lets me... Oh, that works. Interrupted. Let me see. There's a button. There we go. That's the button I'm looking for. I knew there's a button on the joystick that made him light up. Oops. Let's have you attack. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh. And she has a nice little healing spell. I try to lead the fights with somewhat full hit points because it's not easy to heal outside of battle. You can't just use your spells outside of battle. You would think you could, but you would be wrong. Whack. Gosh, this guy's taking a licking and keeping on ticking. And wow, he's just tearing through me. It's very rude. Let me switch back to the Jester. Heal up and smack this guy again. Wow, this guy's still alive. What the heck is this guy smoking? Ugh, of course he dodged. You ever been like in a fight with a regular mob and you're just like, when is this gonna end? Yeah, this guy's here to make sure it doesn't. There he goes. Let's see what we have down here. Ooh, a treasure chest. Lots of rewards for exploring in this game. I do like me rewards. Is anybody playing anything good tonight you want to talk about? Let me know about. I'd like to hear what everyone else is playing. Anyone play anything fun this weekend that you want to share in the chat? Like to hear from you. Ooh, that wind blows her right up. Oh no, there's wind there too. Whoa. Ooh, wind over there. Wind everywhere. Plus 8 a dash. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. So last night we were playing some, oh boy, Zanke. I gotta look up I forget the name of the game real quick. I have it right there on my Steam page. It is, we were playing Zanke Zero. The Last Beginning, I believe, is the subtitle on that one. And that was an interesting, blobber. That was definitely survival, dungeon crawler, roguelike, all mixed into one. I want down there. Can I go down there? Nope, can't go down there. Whoa, 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 whoa. The wind currents definitely make flying an interesting experience as they push you around. But I haven't checked it out. It's from the people who make Danganronpa, and it definitely shows in the writing. Ooh, I want that treasure chest. That wind's pretty strong. Can I get from above? Not really making a lot of ground there, am I? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Yeah. What's Spike Chunsoft? Is it this game or another game? I didn't have the game stats pulled up in front of me. The wind was not this strong before. Father, help me, home I yearn for. So much feeling I wish I knew. Aurora, what does a father do? A father tucks you into bed. He holds you when you are sad. He always knows what to do. He is the best friend you ever had. Aw, people that made Danganronpa and Zinc Zero. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm really bad with some of these developer names and stuff, but yeah. No, I know it was the same one. You definitely see it in the style, and it's got that vibe going on. Yeah, no, it's definitely different.
Marched through gloomy meadows, down to a dusty plain, searching high and low for the sun and moon, despairing as she came. But just when she was certain her quest was hopeless, she was done. The path twisted to reveal, no, not the sun. Be patient, child. We have only begun.
Okay, cool. Sounded like that sound was kind of coming through okay there. Testing out the sound setup. Because I don't see the highest of high. What is this stuff beside the path? The circus, it's shimmy through here. Once we find the tent, my vocals I'll let loose. The beginning of a brilliant performance. Job. I'm certain you mean career. So this waterfall pushes her down, but where does this water come from? Anybody know? So if you join us over at RP Gamers Discord channel that I am constantly talking about, we've been having some lively discussions about different things. Oops, I did not see him until I ran into him. Oh, goodness gracious, he does look kind of mean. Hmm. Ooh, speed increase. Yeah, try to knock out at least one of these guys. Ouch. Anyways, as I was saying, we do a lot of chit-chats there, and we talk about different things back and forth. Some of those things are a little debatable, but I also think they make good conversation. They certainly help make my day pass by sometimes. So I like to hear what people have to say about different things. And let's see. We were talking about, for example, some early access games. Do you like to buy early access games? Do you like to keep track of them? You know, seems to be a lot of different opinions on that. Some people like the ability to be able to get their hands on a new product that's before it's even finished, before it's even officially released, and be able to get an early start on that. A lot of people got in early on the Baldur's Gate 3. I think that was a demo. I don't think you had to pre-purchase that particular one, but a lot of games you do if you want early access. And they also like the idea that maybe they're helping to shape the future games by providing their input on it. Me personally, I'm a little bit more of a retro gamer. Like, you got this game here. This one's been on my backlog for a little while, a lot while. It's a really gorgeous game. It's extremely well made, very beautiful, um, just very well thought out. And I don't know why this is, for me, anyways. For me, this is as exciting as something brand new that's about to come out. Like, why would this not be that exciting? Because it's complete. It's already got any sort of little bugs worked out, and I don't have to be a beta tester for free or pay to be a beta tester. It's already a really cool game, and in fact, you can get it really cheap. You pay one of those early access games, you're usually paying full price or something close to it. Maybe you get 10 or 20% off for being early access. I don't know. I'd rather play a game that's already done. Get this guy from behind. Get a surprise strike when you do. Gotta hit him with a starlight and see how much that does. Haven't done a starlight in a while. No, that is very, very, very poor damage. That was not impressive at all. Let's try hitting him with fire. Yeah, he's not particularly weak against fire, that's for sure. Aww, he attacked both and that interrupted her attack. I can interrupt his attack too, like that. I used to get into some early access stuff when friends wanted to play together, but we tend to not revisit them when it's finally finished. Since then, I just wait. Things like Starbound and Cube World come to mind. Oh my gosh, right? Yeah, I remember Starbound. I mean, I got it afterwards, but I remember like initially. And there's so much to that game, and there were so many, hiccups early on and stuff. Like, just wait for the final version if you can. But that's interesting that you don't revisit them when they're finally finished. That's something I hadn't quite considered because I didn't really jump into early access games. I've Kickstarter. I forgot to talk about my Kickstarter projects. I'm going to talk about Kickstarter in a bit, but and I should do that while I'm playing. Give me a second. Let me think through here. I'm going to heal him. But yeah, it was. I never thought about. Yeah, what if you play those early accesses? Would you go back? And I guess, like you said, you felt like you didn't want to. These regular monsters just hit pretty hard. Depends on how far along they are, but things like Hades didn't change much with 1.0. Man, I'm not doing good here. And I'm out of magic points. Yeah, I know with some of those games, I mean, like, what's it called? I think it was Factario, was pretty feature done, up leading through its development. Satisfactory, one of our friends here, Peter, was playing Satisfactory, and I don't think that's gotten out of green light status officially, but it's pretty feature done. But yeah. I think wouldn't you just want to wait until it is feature done, even if it's 10% that they need to fix, which could include some bugs, and that way you can have a nice, fresh, bug-free experience. Uh, I remember Hades. I actually had, I can't remember why. I don't know if someone got it for me, but I had early access to Hades. And oh, this is a bad position to be in when it's your turn and the enemy's right about to do his attack. Ugh, it's such a terrible feeling. But um, the fact that these guys do heavy damage to both your party members is just ridiculous. I mean, holy cow, these guys are hitting like trucks. Yeah, this is a little redonkulous. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a reload. Yeah, these trolls are no joke, and you're thinking it's just another random encounter. Well, they don't have random encounters; you see them on the screen. But you're thinking, oh, I'm just gonna take out these guys. Yeah, party wipe, game over. That's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, don't let the simplistic. And I don't even know if that's really hard. It's just the fact that they just hit so hard. I don't know. I consider a game hard where I feel like had I thought through the strategy and it was a deep layers of strategy and I just didn't use the right strategy to beat them. Whereas here I just felt like, yeah, they just wore me out. They just hit so hard. I'm not sure there was a whole lot more I could do more to be successful in that. We'll see. We will see. You got this little guy here you can use to kind of slow down their turns so you can go first and interrupt him. Yeah, so this battle system obviously clearly influenced, as Chaos is pointing out, by Grandia. And I will say the game that I think that does this really, really well is a big shout out to gosh, I hate getting old because I can't remember game names off the top of my head like I used to. Star Renegades. Star Renegades. If you've not seen the battle system in that game, it is the Grandia system. I don't know if the word perfected is the right word, but it is darn good. Darn good. So good. Of course, the ultimate way to interrupt anyone's attack is just to kill them. Yeah, these trolls back here, this troll, I'm not sure that he's got any elemental weaknesses. Oh, but that guy hits him hard as a rock. The Jester is really strong. That's probably what I need to do is check my stats again, see if I can make the other characters, you know, stronger. Yeah, 73 on a normal attack. Yeah. I mean, for me personally, I think new games can be a bit overhyped. Not just overhyped, but I think, I'm not talking about, obviously, like, games like Cyberpunk ended up being overhyped for what they were. But I'm just mean, like, that whole idea of, like, oh, there's a new game, and so I gotta be excited about it, as if it's somehow, because it's new, it's gonna be better than the old games. I mean, with some people, they have somehow magically played most of the old games in the genres that they like, if not all of them, and so therefore having something new means having something new, like they've never experienced before. But for me, with a backlog like what I got, um, I've always got something new to experience. I just need to load up a game I haven't played before. All right, hopefully we're gonna beat this guy this time. Actually, let me see if I can heal myself up a little bit here with the very slow healing. This is the only real way of healing outside of fighting. And it's not extremely fast, as you can tell. You can kind of recharge with those guys there. That gets you a little bit of health back too, and some of his magic. Oh, hey, look at that treasure chest. Treasure chest in the sky. Treasure chest in the sky. I guess that's the other way I could beat him too, is I could have used some of the more powerful items. You got some powerful magic items. I'm fine with the early access overall, but it's sometimes a dice roll and how long it will take. Or, so, you know, for me it was Kickstarter games, right? My foray into Kickstarter games started with Divinity Original Sin. And because I'm such a fan of like turn-based games, but especially tactical ones, with tactical or tougher, you know, type of battle systems. And that game was just, oops, let me slow this guy down a little bit. But that game looked so cool. And they had a really great Kickstarter video because they talked about how they would go to producers and stuff and try to, or publishers, and get them to, you know, fund the game and publish it. And they had this funny video where they're talking to a publisher and he's like, okay, I like it. We just need you to change this one thing. We've read it all over. We need you to change one thing. Why don't you just do one thing? Why don't you to make it an action-based RPG? They're like, oh my god, that's the whole game. Like, that's our whole premise, is we're trying to go back to making turn-based RPGs on the computer, like the old school ones. And that was a funny video, and I loved it. And that got me to Kickstarter it. And that Kickstarter, of course, as everybody knows nowadays, that Kickstarter came out great, or that game came out great. So of course I funded Divinity Original Sin 2. But then there was other games that I Kickstarted that weren't so great. And there's one, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it was a similar sales pitch, but it was about doing a dungeon crawler in the vein of Ultima Underworld. And the names were, again, it's on the tip of my tongue. But it came out and it was really not good. Really. I mean, I played it because I Kickstarted it. I got an early copy. It was so bad. And that was like the official release too. I just happened to get it a couple of days early, you know, as a reward. It was not a reward. It was definitely a punishment. That was definitely a punishment. It's just trying to kill this guy. And we're going to make better use of defense here. I think that's one thing I'm doing a little differently. Oof, but that's not going to help her in the back. She gets hit like that again, she's dead. Look at that, 40 hit points a hit. It's like, holy smackaroles. And it hits your whole party. That's 80 hit points of damage in one round. And this is not a boss. You think it's a boss. It's not a boss. Let's see. Kind of similar, not as buggy. Do you consider a game with 3 future DLCs as incomplete? Not generally, because generally speaking, first of all, I hardly ever buy DLCs because... Okay, so I'm old school. Back in the old days, when I was your age, we got games that were complete when they came out. And then if the game sold really well, they would sell a second disc called an expansion disc. And this expansion disc would cost roughly half as much as the original game, right? But it would have another 20 hours of content. It was almost like another half a game. But it would give you extra races, extra story. It was huge. DLCs are like $5-10, and they give you like a little 2-hour adventure here, or an extra character outfit over here, or something kind of really teeny tiny. And for the most part, I just don't personally see the appeal, even with games I like. I don't know if I just need one more dungeon in a game that already had 10 dungeons for 10 more bucks. I just rarely see the appeal. Now, a few games still do old-fashioned expansions that are called DLC. Horizon Zero Dawn gave us the Frozen Wilds, and that was like a nice chunky price for, you know, for a game or for an expansion or DLC that was really beefy. Monster Hunter, you got Iceborne. That's a full-blown expansion, right? That game was fully feature complete, and had they not come out the expansion, you would have known the difference. Now, we've seen some DLC done the wrong way. We've seen like Street Fighter, where normally Street Fighter games would come with, let's say, 20 characters, but only count 12, but on day one, we've got 8 new characters, extra purchases. And of course, that's bad DLC. I personally am not against a game having DLC, I just typically ignore it. But when you give me a game that feels incomplete, you've got an RPG with endings locked behind your DLC for the main story, not like Horizon Zero Dawn where there was an ending. It was a very satisfying ending, but here's an extra 10-hour chapter of her life or 20-hour chapter or whatever. You know, that's a different story, right? Gosh, please tell me you're dead. Thank you. Well, we finally killed one of these backstabbers. Yeah, Child of Light, man. Don't let Child of Light fool you, man. Because, yeah, Jester's already dead. Almost dead again. I meant expansion. Think Diablo 2 before Lord of Destruction. Would that be incomplete? But I think I got your answer. Yeah. Now, I'm not a Diablo. I didn't get too far in Diablo 2. But from everything everyone's telling me, that game was perfectly fine before the expansion. It felt like a complete experience. It just gave you more. Baldur's Gate's another one, right? That's a full story there. But then later on, you got this expansion. Something. I forget the title. Wow, this is another one of those guys. Takes a look, it keeps on ticking. I think I can have him just defend. But of course he's gonna hit the lady in the back who's not defending. Die. Stay dead. Woo! Yeah, she would level up after that. It's like a mini boss, just roaming around on the ground. It would be kind of interesting, like, you find out later on that's a boss. You should probably upgrade something. Defense is nice. Here we go. I like defense upgrades. Slash all. We'll take that, and we'll take this defense upgrade. Increases strength by 2 permanently, sounds good. And I like to upgrade the slash. So that should help her do more damage. Alright, hopefully those are good choices. We shall see, because I used up all of our skill points. Oops. Why is my mouse not working? There we go. Anything to increase survival rate is always a good thing. Let's see, we got strength, we got health. Rage. Increase the power of all spells by 10%. This is passive. Ooh. Ah. We'll just kind of work our way over to that one, won't we? Oh, so close. So close. Yet so far. Counter Hero grants a 30% chance to heal 56 hit points if hit points drops under 30%. That sounds very conditional. But I like increasing the defense so that you defend more when you block. So we'll work our way towards that. All right. So we spent all of our skill points, got those all caught up. Caught all those up. I've occasionally have bought regular little DLC. It's just not often. I think a great example of DLC that isn't true expansions that I bought was I love Hyrule Warriors. And again, it's a fully complete game on its own. But when it came out, they had it's a very complete game on its own. But then they kept releasing DLCs with extra adventure maps, which would inside of those adventure maps you would unlock, you know, outfits as well by completing those maps. And they were pretty, you know, for the amount of ow, that hurts. For the amount of content you would get, it felt like a good purchase to me. So, but I don't have a problem ethically with DLC. It's just, to me, I just feel like the value proposition of most of them's not worth it. Like $5 for an extra 1 or 2 hour dungeon and a 40-hour RPG. I just don't even see the point. much less the value proposition of spending $5 for an hour or two of extra dungeon. But if you buy it, that's your money to spend. Ain't nothing wrong with that. My eyes deceive me. Ignicholas, is it? Yes, it is, sweet Nora, my middle sister. How can this be, tucked in your bed? Cheeks of ash, still as lead, I saw you. It's a miracle. Mother and her Duke tears of joy will shed. How long have you been here? How is father? Faring ever so poorly, I regret to say. Since he has taken to his bed, it has been a day. To cheer him, I sang sweetly with the blackbirds of the garden fair. Lilac perfume in the air. Then horrors I was dragged up the tower stair, and carried hopeless through a mirror inside. A mirror! Sister, do you know where it resides? Let us go home to mother and father. Nothing would make me merrier. The way lies up a mountain high. We face many a barrier. As family we overcome together any obstacle now and forever. Oh, looks like we got another party member. Well, yippee. Yippee skippy. Of course, that kind of led to a conversation of some of this gaming on demand, like PlayStation Now and what is it, Google Stadia and stuff. Wasn't it? I think it might have been you, Chaos, who's like, or somebody was like, "Oh, it can burn. It can burn horribly. That stuff is terrible because it takes away our ownership rights." Was that you? Ooh, death and destruction right there. It's got a little ticking clock that sounds like the Mario clock. Tick, 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 when you hit the block to make the bricks turn to solid, or the gold coins turn to solid bricks. There's a timer on it. Ah! Ah! I got stuck on the... Oh, there's a ledge right there. Ooh, ooh. This is like one of those revolving doors in a department store. You're just trying to keep up without getting your butt kicked. Okay, I'm going to guess that this is... That looks like a monster. Let's see. I don't even know what Nora does. Let's see what Nora does. She petrifies. She lulls, which looks like it slows down enemies. Quickens, gonna speed up your friends, obviously. Well, debuffing when you're outnumbered sounds like an awesome idea. So we're gonna try that. And let's see if we can slash this guy down here. Yeah, he enjoyed that. She's got Petrify is her attack. Ah, that'll teach ya. We're gonna defend because we got a lot of enemies who are about to attack. They just made themselves bigger. That's kind of rude. Okay, so Nora, apparently not the heaviest hitter in the group. She probably needs to eat her Wheaties. Now she's getting her butt kicked. Okay, let's take a look here. We have this guy's going to attack. Petrify versus Road and Stone enemies. Yeah, maybe that's the deal. Let's switch her out with him. He does water attacks, which you think would be good against Earth. I'm not super sure about that. Let me just check one little note real quick. Really fast. Oh, it's over here on the screen. Oh, I can't remember, but somebody was talking about how they were like, oh, the live streaming things can die because it kind of takes away from your ownership. I remember thinking that. I'm not arguing against the opinion, but I remember thinking that about digital games with like Steam and stuff. Because before then, I was buying everything on a disc, right? And I kind of felt like moving it to Steam means you don't have a physical copy in your hand. You can't resell it, right? They're locking you into this by tying it into your account, and you can't resell it. And that's taking away basically what feels like a right you had earlier, you know? So I kind of felt that way when Steam happened. Now, eventually, I got on board with Steam. And I like everyone pretty much has to on the PC. But I think what won it for me is, I mean, it does, number one, was the really great sales, which, for the most part, I end up buying games at less than what I would pay minus what I would sell it for. So I'm out less money. So there's value there. I think the other thing was just all the integration Steam has and the fact I can put it on any computer anywhere without looking for the disc is also an added value, to me. Um, and let's see, we need to... Man, we got a lot of enemies here. Now I don't know if we're actually going to be able to kill any of these guys. So I think with the streaming service of the games like the PS Nows and whatever, and they're kind of like Netflix, right? You're paying like a monthly fee to have access to this library of games instead of buying the DVDs outright. And I think if that works for you, then that's fine. It's not personally for me, but I don't personally have an issue with it. Um, Now, it is frustrating to me that certain games are going Stadia exclusive or whatever have you, which means I can't even buy them if I want to through Steam. That's kind of makes me sad. Makes me have a sad face. I really want to kill that guy. He looks like he's weak, but then my Jester's probably going to die if he doesn't get healed. Now 3 of these guys. Holy cow! 60 points? How does that even begin to feel fair? Oh, yeah. I need to hit this guy fast, and her attack's going to take too long if I want to cancel him. So, I need to swap her out. I'm 100% for digital. The sales, yeah, but discs can get damaged and they just end up in a closet somewhere. Different story for people that actually look after their stuff like collectors, right? I definitely have more of appreciation for the digital and stuff. I still do collect disc and like on my Switch, I'll buy the cards for certain games. And then there's other games like Monster Hunter that I like to play in little bits and pieces here and there. Like I'll do a hunt this weekend, and then, with RPGs, you stick the disc in, you forget about it until you're done with the RPG, and then you put it away until you do another run through down the road. Gonna see if I can get him first with a quick attack. Like that. Oh, I interrupted him anyways. Gosh, this guy, man, just so painful. Oh, he didn't get his heal off in time. Oh, there he goes. Oof. What are these guys weak against? Water or lightning? Let's hope it's water. Or lightning. Whatever. Nope, it's not lightning. Ouch. Everything just hurts so much with these guys. And I'm out of magic points. Let's see. This guy's going to attack. Let's see if we can interrupt his attack. And I'm going to water this guy. And hopefully water does a lot of damage against stone. Big money, big money. Yes. That, I like the Jester dodge animation. There we go. Whew. Man, this game doesn't play around. What is this abysmal place? The dark wilds of some elf land. Not for nobles of our race. Where did you learn magic? And you as well have wings. The forest lady unveiled the stars to me. Ah, you met her additionally. She gave me these magic rings. Little, she did gift me a tiny flute only. I am your elder sister after all. It is my role to guard you. Hardly. This crown protects me from any fall. So interesting, like I think we're but I do see his point. I very frustrated with Microsoft constantly shoving the Windows and Office as a service. I still have, oh wait, more text. The mirror, I fear, it is there. That temple up in the air. We cannot fly that high. Perhaps there's a path through the sky. Let us ask somebody nearby. Um, see if there's something there. But um, ew. Uh, but Windows, so that's their big thing now, right? Windows is a service. I still have Microsoft Office disk from like 2003 or something that I still use on all my computers. Because now if you want Microsoft Office, man, they want you to pay monthly fees. They don't want to just sell you the package. I think they might have recently changed that, but the last time I looked, and it was something like $10 a month or something that would add up real quick, which is what, of course, they want. So, yeah, I was not too happy with that. Trying to get some of these magic point thingies restored before I do another fight, but I see that rock down there, and yeah, you know, I see enemies. I tend to want to take them on because I don't want to be under leveled for something. Oh, that's interesting. What about this one? Oh, interesting, interesting. I don't think party's really in a great spot. Low on magic points. Need to find some of those regeneration thingies that are usually floating around, which are usually those glowing flowers. Will usually spew some stuff off. Usually being the keyword. Oh, there's one up there. Only active characters get XP? You know, that's a good question. I don't 100% know. Oh, apparently she doesn't have any of her skill points spent. Um, that is probably useful. Lull to everybody reduces the speed of all of the creatures. That would be super helpful. I'm usually looking for the defense up first, but um, I do like debuffing my enemies. And holy cow, her upgrade to defend skill is all the... Oh, it's over here. It starts over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get over there. But I think I want this first. Because debuffing everybody just sounds like awesome sauce. 50%, this is 60%. That's not a big deal, but this right here would be very cool to get them all at once. In the meantime, now we can work back over to this defense upgrade. Protect the target ally from interruption while casting for 4 turns. Oh, that's cute. Need a couple more level ups there. Yeah, but even Windows as a service, like, I don't know, it just feels slimy. Now, they're not charging a monthly fee for that, but they make it very clear you do not own Windows. Windows owns you. And since you kind of need Windows to run any of your programs and video games, haha, we really own you. It's really cute. Oh, hey, look, found one of those. Oh, what's this? It's a door. I didn't find that before. Let us fall down to the floor and enter the door and go where we've never been before. And then we will measure all kinds of treasure. Let's do inventory. Permanently increase hit points. Poor girl needs it more than anybody else. And permanently increases magic by 3. Sounds like something best for our wizard. Can't you see? Monthly sounds like World of Warcraft. They probably have made too much on that, right? Yeah, I mean, the argument there is that they're constantly making, content for it, new dungeons, new whatever, etc., etc. And obviously, one thing I've learned is that something's only that you learn in taking economic classes is that people, what something's worth, what people are willing, are basically what people are willing to pay for it, right? Like if you buy a house, you don't sell it at the price you paid for it. You sell it at whatever you think people are willing to pay for it, right? And if that goes up, you're excited because you made some money. But if your house value's gone down, people are just willing to pay less for a house in that area. Well, there ain't a darn thing you can do about it if you want to sell. And it makes sense. So people are willing to spend that much for World of Warcraft. So God bless them, I suppose. Monsooning is the fire. Let's see if that doesn't work. That seems logical. And then let's try that slow down thing. No, she's probably going to die. She's only got 56 hit points. Alright, fine. We will have him. He can't heal, but he can use a potion. And heal up our poor guy back here. Vulnerable to water. Well, at least something works. Action, defend. Oh, dude. He's about to go. He could quickly interrupt her, but the ones are about to take her attack. Oh, please don't kill. Don't interrupt. Oh, of course she would interrupt his attack. Of course. Oh, but he gets to go again. Haha. He's that fast. Ugh. Yeah. Eat that. And he has a water weapon too, so that's... Oh my gosh, she's still alive? Color me impressed that she's still alive. Oh. Color me impressed. Yes, get to the... His attacks are quick. He can usually beat him on the initiative wheel. Yeah, I am not doing so great for any sort of health or magic points. Oh, let's hit her. We start talking about our Game of the Year awards. At RP Gamer, we always do those later rather than sooner. unlike most websites, I've seen websites that already had their game of the year picked out back in November. We actually wait till the end of the year and give our staff members some time to play through those last minute releases so we can actually make informed decisions. That being said, like, I always feel bad when I put in my votes because I usually have only played a couple of newer games, and those are the ones I knew I was going to really like. Because I mostly stick to older games, like Child of Light here. So I feel it more appropriate to do like my own official game of the year, which is from the games I've actually played. All right, good to level up there. Kind of pull through that one. Why, a talking fairy. As if a firefly true. Ha, you are a feisty blue. Aurora, this bug is perfect for you. Yeah, well, it'd be perfect for me is to find some more magic points. Flowers. That's what we can really use. Potent healing tonic. Ooh, where did they go? They went down there. Top of the evening to you, Mr. Lazarus. Oh, you know, I was in such a hurry today to get the show going. I didn't even think about it. I went back to my old graphics card on this. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Just take a moment to show off. Actually, it's not a bad time for just a quick little break anyways. So I'll get to show off the proper graphics card for taking breaks and starting things off. Yeah, things like Game of the Year or even just giving a game a score out of 10 never made sense to me. I know, right? We'll talk about that when I come back. Let me do, because I think it's a good point to discuss. Let me take a little intermission and we will be right back.
Inside me rise, and everything awakens in the sweet paradise. If there's anything I can do for you, when your bones are cold and you're blue, and I will be sending you all of my Sahara love. Sending you all of my Sahara love, and I will be sending you all of my Sahara love, and I will be sending you all of my Sahara love. My love will warm you through, and be the city lights coming into view. I'll put my arms all the way around you, and forever peace will surround you. Forever. The arms of the sun have found you, have found you, have found you. out my arms all the way around you, and forever peace will surround you.
Hello, I am back. Oh, Chaos CBC had to head out. Well, you probably aren't around anymore for me to say this, but bye. Thank you. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you stopping by and chatting with me tonight and starting a discussion there. Just for the rest of you who, if you're just joining us, welcome. My name is Phil, aka JCServant. I am in the middle of my complete run through of Child of Light, which we'll get back to in just a moment. But I just want to take a moment to welcome you and to my humble abode here. I'm Phil, aka JCServant from RPGamer.com, your source for news, reviews, podcast, and so much more about the role playing games you love and desire, and uh, and that's what we're here for. And I just wanted to remind everybody I'll be back on. I'm scheduled on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturday nights. So the next scheduled day I'm on for is Thursday night. You may catch me random times though in between there. So if you want to know when I jump on for some of my random streams, we did a random Zinke Zero stream Sunday night. Then you'll want to follow us by hitting the follow button on Twitch, and uh, and that will keep you posted with what's going on when we are on board, when we're doing stuff. Might even see some of our random Wheel of Rogue. We have a Wheel of Rogue out there, and you might be able to catch me spin the wheel. It'd be great to have you on board. And let's see here. All right. We'll get this game started back up again. Boom. Here we are, Child of Light. Got my drink a going. And we're ready to do this. This is my first full Let's Play of a game. So I'm working out some kinks. Had some problems. Was relying on Twitch to save my stuff so I could export it to YouTube, full Let's Play to YouTube. Found out, oh, well, they muted whole sections of my video because I guess Child of Light Music has some sort of copyright dealie on it. Even though fair use, I would think, because I'm doing a Let's Play and I'm transforming it, blah, 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 but that's very questionable. Regardless, it's, something I'm having to learn through. So I'm also recording these now at the same time on my computer. We'll see how well that goes. Oh, there's another one of them fire ladies. She looks all mean and angry too. Oh, she's very threatening looking. I feel like I'm not gonna be able to get around her and get her. Oh, and those thorns hurt. Those thorns do hurt. Oh, there she goes. Boom, right from behind there. Oh my gosh, they got one of they got those nasty trolls. Well, if there was definitely a time to try out our new debuff, this would be it. We have that new debuff that slows everybody down at the same time. Takes a very long time to cast, but hopefully we got the surprise attack, so it's a great time to really kind of pull that off. He's got the water sword, which is good for hitting these guys. Ailment protection protects from ailments. Revive, self-defense, self-explanatory. So we'll try to hit him with the water attack. Oh, come on. Come on, man. All right. He's gonna try to hit her and knock her attack off. We'll have her switch out with Aurora. There's going to be probably 2 attacks, so we'll have Aurora defend, minimize that damage. Vulnerable to water, interruptive. She only took 52 damage. I wonder if that's because she's in the back. I don't know if there's a front and back road to this game or not. Could probably have her interrupt his spell casting. Or his attack. Because he's going really slow. Get to the line first. She did. Good job. Nice. All right. We're defending. We're slowing down those enemies just to helpfully get our heroes a little bit of time to be able to get up to defend themselves. Like that. So yeah, scores, scores definitely definitely some arbitrary things, and unfortunately, I think people get really too wound up about them. You see arguments on the internet about, scores. And people getting upset because some reviewer on a website gave a score higher than a game that they believe should be more, and it's like, at the end of the day, and we've had it happen to RP Gamer a lot, especially when we get some of those games that they don't oh, here's a thought. Slash all very long. She's the only one that's close, and we could probably slow her down and cancel her with the Jester if we need to. So let's try that. He's going to interrupt her anyways. And then slash all. Oh, that's nice. Oh, unless they have physical counterattack, then it's not so nice. I kind of interested. I will say I am interested in top 10 list, only because, but I usually am more interested in people that I read, like some of our staff at RP Gamer that I know. We have an affinity for the types of games that I like they like. So I'm curious what they thought were the top 10 games, um, because I probably didn't have a chance to play those games. So I'll put them on my backlog faster, but. Um, just arbitrary top 10 list for some random dude or IGN or whatever have you? No. No, I barely give him a glance. Let's see here. He's going to see if we can hit this one back here. Oh, just die already. Oh, she's kind of like almost going to die. Oh my gosh, she's still alive. Still alive and kicking. Yeah, there's no stopping some of these. Hmm. Hmm. You just want them to die, but I don't think they're going to. Yeah, it depends on what people really want to get out of this sort of thing. I look back at RP Gamer, the Game of the Year stuff as a way to look back at games I might have missed out on and games I want to keep an eye on when sale comes around. Also, I think the sound went out at some point. Oh, yeah, hey, sorry. Good pointing that out. I'm not getting the background sound, which, would hate to not get a copyright strike for whatever background sound. Haha. Thanks, Moogle. Get that back in there. Only the highest quality productions here. Um, Eh. Let us try to attack one of these ladies here while keeping this guy slow down. There we go. And see if he can get her before she attacks, if we slow her down. Oh, not quite. Oh, he's going to get interrupted. And critically hit. Oh, come on. Wait, did he just automatically heal himself? I thought he didn't get that skill where he automatically heals himself when he gets low on health. Well, I guess it came in handy there. Because he would have died. Hey, Peter, we were just talking about ya. We were talking about Satisfactory, and technically that's in early access still, isn't it? Because we were talking about early access games and whether they were worth it and stuff. So Satisfactory is one of those games that's mostly feature complete. It's still early access. And I really, really, really adore those construction games. So I did buy, and it was pretty cheap anyway, so I did buy early access on Satisfactory. But I don't do early access hardly any anymore. I mean, I have, I've definitely cut way back on that. Only if a game's like super pretty much done, and I got friends kind of pressuring me into it. And I think that's what somebody else said earlier was saying. I'm Finn, nice to fight beside ya. How adorable, a garden dwarf. Thank you kindly, miss. Psst, what's a garden dwarf? Must be a door to a garden. Orf. The next update's in February or March. Yeah, I mean, but like with Factorio, now that was before I knew I was going to like those games so much. But and I didn't have friends pressuring me. But with Factorio, I saw it was good before, but I just waited till the final release. I'm patient. I got lots of games in my backlog to play, and that's my general attitude towards early access games. That's what we were kind of talking about earlier. Did I just lock myself in? Or was it ever free to begin with? Huh. Interesting. Kind of stuck here. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be here. I don't know if this is like a side dungeon or what the deal is here. Ooh, watch out for those things. You will live to regret it. But I am appreciative for the restorative. Let's go in this door and see what happens. Yeah, we've been talking through quite a few things tonight, Peter. We were talking about game of the year. Are you looking forward to RP Gamers Game of the Year? What do you think about Game of the Year deals in general and stuff? That's what Moogle was commenting on. I'll also say, by the way, Moogle, I agree with you. Like RP Gamers, because I tend to align with numerous staff members. It becomes something like, oh, I missed that, and it was something I maybe didn't even thought of. So let me make sure I get that on the list. But check it out. Like, we're coming up with a list of games to play for the first season of my Let's Plays. I went through, one of my sources was going through our list from 10 years ago, the RP Gamer Game of the Years from 2010. And I think I want to do that. Like every time I do a new season, just go through and find some games from one of those from staff members' top 10 list from a decade ago. In fact, I could tell you. We'll just take a little quick side trip real quick because I'm all about my side trips. Let me take a look at. This is a list of games that we have planned. And I know Dark Souls 2 was one of them. The Dragon Age games, of course, had made their way up from an old top 10 list. But you can see here, for the next season, we're looking at Mass Effect Game of the Year for 2010. Resonance of Fate, third place for 2010. Like, I took notes because I went through the top 10 list and added stuff from there to put down. So, a little peek behind my curtain there of whatnot. Mr. Lazarus, you still on? What's up with you? So, Peter, were you playing some more Satisfactory, or has your factory gotten even bigger? Because I didn't have a chance if you were on today. I was super busy at work and didn't get a chance to watch anybody. I feel like I'm a bird in a cage. Just feel like there should be some way past here. Oh, hey, this restorative thing came back. Yay, for more restoration. Because, man, our party was... It's kind of weird being dependent on these flower glowing things to get your party back up with their magic points. Like, some games you just stand around, other games you have to go to rest points. In this game, you just got to find some of those flowers, and sometimes they regenerate. And sometimes I don't think they regenerate. I haven't played today. I was thinking of firing it up just now, so no streaming tonight. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to take a buzz by, see how humongously huge Yoso your factory's gotten. Since you are definitely a more patient gamer than I. You've been sticking with it longer. Like to see how big... It was already pretty big the last time I watched you. It was already bigger than anything I had done in that game. Feel like this is one of those puzzle things that maybe I'm missing a puzzle on. I don't know that for a fact, but you kind of wonder. Just gonna do another look around before I give up on it. Let's see here. A friend had an emergency hair dye needs, so I lost game time after work. Well, nothing worse than those emergency hair needs. As I slowly heal my character up with the power of the fairy. I started a copper factory and restricted it to a 4x4 foundation. So in other words, it has to build up. Yeah, right? Now, I learned in that game, you definitely got to plan for lots of real estate. And you need to plan big. You definitely need to plan big there. I just feel like I'm missing something here, and I don't know what it is. She's trapped in this little cage. I mean, there's plenty of space, but I thought it'd be cute. Yeah, well, it'll be cute to build straight up. I built like a 3 or 4 floor. Oh, ouch! I built like a 3 or 4 foot copper factory. Because, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of space, I suppose, but if your factory's becoming square miles, how are you effectively going to get around it? So having stuff that builds up, and I had like jump pads that you could jump up to get to the upper floor quickly, which was kind of fun. Okay, I don't know what else I'm supposed to be doing here, so I guess I'm going to leave. I'm against those videos where players just built a floor over the whole land. I'm trying to work within the land. Well, who would build over the entire land? How much time would that take? I mean, unless you're using, like, what's it called? The mode where you can do whatever you want without restrictions and you're flying all the time. Developer mode or whatever. Construction mode. But I always like to play like in the way the game they originally meant to be played, like the survival mode or whatever. Like if you can play in God mode, then what's the point? You can put whatever you want whenever you want, I suppose. But then why even worry about production? Just give yourself what you need. I mean, the whole fun part of these games is figuring out, you know, these challenges within the constraints, I think, of the game world. Let's see here. That sounds good. Oh, little rock dude. Surprise strike. We really do like her slowing down attack. Let's see here. They may not be cheating, but they're more focused on the min-max aspect rather than being creative. Yeah, I know. Like in Factario, there was people who had all of the um, aspect ratios worked out and the optimal design decision. The layouts for the optimal XYZ. And yeah, I mean, I don't play those games to go watch those those videos. I'm trying to learn how to play myself. I feel like every time I attack him, he's just increasing his armor. I think that's kind of rude, actually. Let's see if we can hit him with a spell and see if that's more effective. Well, that works. And poor guy's gonna get ganged up on. Trying to think what my game of the year would be. I honestly, outside of RP Gamer, my game of the year would be Factorio. Factorio, whatever. I spent a lot of time on that game. A lot of time this year. And it really took my mind off of things. And I don't know why, because normally I don't like to think too much when I come home from work. How delightful, a carnival jester. Not yet, I'm on my way to a circus nearby. And how strong you are. I bet you could raise a real lady high. Show me one, and I'll make an attempt. She meant a try. That's pretty bad. But, whatchamacallit? Rhymes. Yeah, right? Ah! What attacked me? Oh, ambush. That sucks. Ouch. Ouch. Cheater. So much cheating. Let me swap you out with my debuffer extraordinaire. And let me put this one on the one in front because I'm going to have her do her slowdown, everybody. Uh-oh, shucks. These other people are going too fast. Of course they're going to interrupt her. Dang nabbit. Do you make use of the glowing plants on the battlefield? I do sometimes when I need to. Because using this to heal, it's just not a very efficient use of resources, number one. Number two, it's so dang nabbit slow. I'd rather lose the game and reload than deal with that. I wonder if he can hit this guy before he attacks. Looks like it. Come on, get your spell off. Yes. Whew! Now someone's going to die because 3 of them are going to attack in a row. Control better than a mouse on this game. You know, I, I, I don't know. I like using the controller. I mean, it's originally a Vita game, so it's probably designed primarily with the controller in mind. But I use a mouse all day at work, so if a game uses a controller and it feels halfway decent, I'll use the controller. Holy cow. Deadbow. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Deadbow subscribed with Prime. They're subscribed for 2 months, currently on a 1-month streak. Well, I really do appreciate that. Everything, the RP Gamer's very much I don't think it's officially a nonprofit organ, but it pretty much is, because from what I understand, the owners end up spending a lot more money than what we do to run the website, because we just do this for the hobbies. We all do this for the lulz. Some of us are paying money out of our own pocket, and this money just goes back into the infrastructure of the website and stuff. So we appreciate when you subscribe with Twitch and all that other jazz. And it's small bucks, but they all add up and they help. So we really do appreciate that. And you're more than welcome to come and join in on the chat, and join us on Discord and contribute your thoughts to what I'm playing, especially since I'm one of the main streamers here. We love to have those discussions and have you into those conversations. Peter says, I think this game works well either way. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really having any control issues. Every once in a while, there's a puzzle where you have to line up the light just properly, and I'll just jump to the mouse for that one puzzle. But for the most part, it's peachy. Peachy, peachy, peachy. We are going to swap her out with Finn and see if we can burn that guy up above with some fire. He did like that too. You could see how much he liked that. And we'll do the rock and tumble with him and take him out. If you're just joining us, my name is Phil, aka JCServant with RPGamer.com, your source for news, reviews, podcasts, and home to the best gaming community on the net. And we love RPGs. This is a hobby as well as a passion for most of us. I'm going to try to heal our poor gesture. Debo, longtime listener, backtrack and like all that you do. Oh, well, thank you, Debo. Well, you might know I recently left the podcast, but there's over 200 episodes that I helped to host along with Mike Minke. And he's still there, of course, because I moved on here to take over streaming duties here. So, but I'm glad you enjoyed our very long-form podcast. I think we set some records with how long some of those podcasts were, including our 6-hour Disgaea podcast. Some say we were crazy. Some would say we were insane. But we just really like talking about RPGs. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, keep jumping up and down on the ground. Still gonna stun ya. You notice each time you stun them, they push back less and less on the timeline. So eventually they're going to get a turn. You can't completely stun lock them. Debo, are you playing anything fun, new, and interesting? I know Peter and I have been talking about Satisfactory because he's been playing a lot of Satisfactory lately. I played a little bit of it, so we have something in common there. Strength Stardust. Strength Stardust. Well, we're going to apply that to our Jester, because dang nabbit, he may look fine, or she, I think it's a she. She may look funny, but she is really kicking butt and taking names. Because she gets those quick attacks. So that damage adds up really quick. Maybe one day regarding stun locking, now that I know if it's possible. One day what? Maybe one day what? I guess we just came down here for the strength upgrade. Is that a monster up there? Not really sure. Ah! Oh, some more of those yummy magic points. No, didn't get any magic points out of those. Could really use some new magic points right about now. Ah! Don't want to fight him. I was really hoping we could find some restoration first before fighting him. Maybe if we backtrack a little bit, get it? Backtrack? I mean, maybe later in the game you may find a way to stun lock. Oh, yeah. Could always hope. Let me at least heal her up, since I'm getting enough Stardust to recharge him. This is like watching paint dry, though. That process could be a little faster. I'm recording a stun lock strategy in Final Fantasy 13. You know, one day I will try Final Fantasy 13 again. You know, a lot of people complain about the corridors and stuff in that game. And, you know, for me, I feel like most Final Fantasy are corridors. They give you the illusion of choice, and that makes people happy. But I've never been like excited. I mean, to me, Final Fantasy is not an open world RPG. Because the minute you go outside of the beginning zone, you run into some monster that was 12 levels above you. You know? And then there was, oh yeah, you can't get across that river without the boat. And you can't get over those mountains without the airship, unless it's those mountains, because then you're going to need a black Moogle. Like, you know, it just gave you this illusion of an open world, right? I didn't feel like... So to me, that's never been a big issue. So the corridors in 13 weren't really that big of a deal to me. What I didn't like was the combat. I still don't know what that combat system is called. I don't even know what were they thinking. Oh, this looks like a really super tough fight. Deadbow. I just wrapped up Final Fantasy VII Remake and really enjoyed the combat system more than I thought I would. I prefer turn-based, but it was a great blend of both. Yeah, and I'll say, like, I've been on record as talking smack about 15. That's the one I haven't tried yet. I did 13, and I'll straight up say I tried it. I didn't like the combat system. I just don't. I'm not knocking against anybody who does like the combat system, because I have friends who like it. I think Michael Lapps likes it. That's fine. But 15, I've knocked it because now they've gone full on Kingdom Hearts. And in principle, I'm a little frustrated because, yes, I'm old school. I got my rose-colored glasses. I remember the old systems, and they were like turn-based or active turn-based, but they were essentially turn-based. Like this. The game will wait while I talk. I like that. I'm a relaxed guy. I like that. 15, you got to be constantly running around. And my big problem with a lot of those action-based RPGs like that is that they don't do the combat really that well anyways. You get some exceptions. Horizon Zero Dawn, love the combat. But this is a long way of saying I will give Final Fantasy 15 a fair shot on its own, because I know it's got other strengths going for it anyways, but I need to give it a fair shake on its own before I get all judgmental. So I will. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, same thing. I've criticized the combat system just from what I've seen on the videos. I'm lamenting the missing of the turn-based, but until I get in there and play it, I'm not saying it's a final decision, and I will eventually buy it. I think one of my holdups with that is I just want the whole darn thing, all 3 parts at once. I don't want to buy just like, okay, first part and they're out of Midgard. No, you got to wait years for the rest. So I think that's my big holdup there, because actually I think that game has more positive going for it than Final Fantasy 15 did. I mean, just from I got a lot more friends talking about Final Fantasy 7R and how cool it is more than Final Fantasy 15. And I'm talking, I'm not playing, am I? Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit here, at least get the spells going. Lull spells. For the lulls. That spell should be called For the Lulls. That's exactly what it should be called. And if she goes and she slows them all down, we know this guy here can be hit with fire. Can I get my fire guy out? At least do one fire spell? Let's see here. I came to terms with the combat. It's all about paradigm shifting. I guess, like I said, I played it for a good while too, and I didn't just try it once. I tried it twice. I just couldn't. I'll probably give it another shot somewhere else though. I got this thing. I got to play all the Final Fantasy games at some point. I'm just really behind on that one. That's a PlayStation 3 game. I mostly skipped 13.2. Really, Peter? Because, I mean, everyone tells me 13.2 addresses a number of the common criticisms with 13. That's what I always hear from everybody. Let me swap her out. Or let me just have her defend. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to defend. No, I'm going to have her swap out. Swap out. Did you have her defend? Have somebody defend who has the extra, the higher end defense. Because these guys hit hard. You really do got to pay attention here. We will do action. Defense. See, she's got 2 stars on defense, so she'll defend better. As all 3 of these guys take their attacks. See, Clink. Now, he might be able... We could do the Jester. And have the Jester hit the guy who's about to go. To interrupt his attack. My favorite bit about watching a friend playing 15 was watching him play while holding his controller up to the camera, saying he was just holding down 2 buttons or something like that and going through the combat, even the boss fight. Oh, see, don't say things like that. I'm supposed to be open-minded, and all you're doing is confirming my presuppositions. That's not okay. That's probably bad. It's probably not helping. Ouch. Cheater. Yes, at least got rid of one of them. Just killing one of them makes such a huge difference here. 15's combat put me to sleep. Oh my gosh, Peter, you're doing the same thing. You're confirming my presuppositions. Now I want to play it even less. Good going, Peter. Good going. Gosh, you guys are horrible. You're a bad influence on me. You're supposed to be convincing me to keep it over mine and give it a fair shake because it's a Final Fantasy game, if nothing else, right? Ugh. Oh. Gonna try to attack him again here. Oh, no, we're gonna have her defend one more time. And we'll have him attack after I get my plant. See, this is where I get the plant juice. Yum, plant juice. So we can cancel him again. See, that Jester hits hard. That Jester actually does hit pretty hard. Well, 13.2's story a few hours in didn't interest me, and later I read something that further helped me decide it wasn't worth finishing. Well, what was that, Peter? We're all influencers here. That's right. That's why I tell my wife, I said, I'm a social media influencer. And there's a story that goes along with it if you guys care to hear. But it is true. We all influence each other. So the story is, there was this, normally on my Twitter, I don't follow too many people. I usually follow companies that are, gaming companies and Twitter accounts that tweet discounts. So I was surprised one day when there was this guy in my Twitter feed who was just all like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of Trump supporters. They're burning down our country. And I was just like, who is this guy? What's his politics doing in my Twitter feed, right? And so I looked into him, and he was a developer of a game series that I play. Speaking of survival games, it's a survival game. Little indie developer. And that's why I was following him, because when you beat the game or when you boot it up or something, it says follow me on Twitter for future updates. So I wasn't expecting when I follow a guy that I get a bunch of politics. Now, like most people, I work in a business. And like most people, I have political opinions. But like most people, I don't talk about them in mixed company, because I know not everyone's going to, have the same viewpoint as I, and business and politics don't match. We need every cell we can get. And even if only 10% of the people were Trump supporters or Biden supporters, if you tick them off, that's a problem. So I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, why do you feel it's okay to 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 basically disparage 50%, 40%, whatever of the country, your customers?" And his response back was something along the lines of, "Well, most of my followers are the other party anyways." Well, okay, even if it's only 10 or 20%, don't you need every single sale? Earlier, I looked at his Twitter history, and like earlier, you were mentioning you were very happy that you guys got up to like 20%, or $2 million in sales. Does not every dollar matter to that? Do you not think everybody, including the Trump support? Like, I'm just curious. I'm just curious because I don't want to argue the politics, but he's like, "Oh, you picked the wrong person, wrong day. I don't know who you think you are." And I was just like, I just want to understand this because I work in business, and I just, it's like lesson number one is you don't mix these things. So I'm just kind of curious what makes you think it's not it's okay to do this. And then suddenly he did something you don't really see too often on Twitter. He backpedaled and he apologized. He's like, "You know what? You're right. I should be open to all ideas. I mean, everyone has the freedom of speech, and this ticks me off, but I shouldn't be all gung ho. And so, yeah, I apologize." And I'm like, holy cow, somebody apologized on Twitter. Didn't quite give me the explanation, but I was like, oh, okay. Learn, okay. So I told my wife, I was like, "See, then I thought, why did he suddenly change his mind?" I was like, well, maybe he looked at my Twitter profile, so I did like RPG backtrack and stuff. So I told my wife, I said, "See, I'm a social media influencer now." And she laughed at that. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Oh, that plant thing in the back just needs to die. It so needs to die. Oh my gosh, it's still alive. What the hell's keeping that thing alive? Die. You can die now. There you go. Good boy. Who can die? Who's a good dyer? Um, well, it's kind of spoiler in my book to say why I just continue 13.2, even if I don't give any details. If you love something, you set it free or freer. Ah, that's funny. Well, that's fine. I'm a big fan of not going into spoilers. Because, I mean, the game's really old. So a lot of people wouldn't consider it spoilery. But, a lot of people like me don't play things until much later on in their backlog anyway, so. Lots of level. Like, every time I fight, I get levels. Now, I got 3 characters worth of level up there. So somebody got experience who wasn't actively in the party. Yeah, I don't know what the leveling. Somebody was asking earlier if people not in a party get XP. I'm not really sure. I haven't done like experiments or Googled it. She's just blown about by the wind. It is a really cute game. Really cute. Ooh, is that rejuvenation stuff? Yay, rejuvenation stuff. Come here, little something. Come here, little band. Who is that on my land? Come here, little band. Madame Capelli, pardon me. A route to the elevated temple we seek. Don't you madame me. I ain't like them towny Capelli. Don't trust 'em. I'm not some mint freak. Did you ever ask yourself, why does it taste cold? They won't tell you. I have my theories. I appreciate the warning, but I really should be going. Wait, I see you carry oculi. I'll give you a series. You want to protect yourself? Here's a tip they won't give Nah. You can combine oculi to make more powerful ones. You go figure out how. You can assign oculi to those you trust. I recommend sharing. Now get out of here, little girl. I don't like the way you're staring. Which, yeah, I did know you could craft these things. I guess I haven't done it in a while, though. We have emeralds. We can combine them to a tumbled emerald. And I'm sure we can combine the tumbled emeralds to form Mega Constructicon. Yeah. There we go. Now if I go back and equip this, because she is my lightning damage person, this, we should have the big one here. Do we have the big one? Tumbled, tumbled emerald, tumbled emerald. I thought we put 4 of these together into a big, huge butt one. I could have sworn I did. Nope. I guess I have 3 there still, so let's try that again. Faceted emerald. Okay. So the faceted emerald will get you up to 12% damage. There we go. And then Tinkerbella has water. We can combine. We can start combining some water. Combine some more waters to form Voltron, savior of the universe. And what if we put a blue and a green and another blue? Oh, we don't get anything if we get another green in there. But if we had a blue and a green, oops, we got a rough Tourmaline. What does a rough Tourmaline do? 5% chance to cause paralyzation for 3 seconds. And if it's in your armor, reduce magical damage by 5%. Interesting. And I want to go back to him and take that out. So just put that in there for now. And go back to our oculi crafting. And now we have 2, 3. We have fractured. Oh, we can make. Oh, we need more of those guys. Make a lot of gems. Everybody likes a gem. Everybody's a winner at gems. Let me also make some fire ones. There we go. Now somebody can be our fire person. So we have the water. The Jester's the water person. She's the lightning person. And we'll make her sister the fiery person. And just equip some of this other stuff just for kicks and giggles. Because why the heck not? Okay. I think everyone's got something kind of equipped there now. Got some skill points to spend here. Well, let's see here. Light ray, counter attack is way up there. Elevate damage. I'm going to hold on to her points. I'm looking like get these guys towards this better defense. That's kind of key. Make sure you got this defense here because you go from reducing damage by 40% and increasing speed by 70%. But you go from reducing damage by 40% to 60% when you're defending. So getting that defense locked in, super useful. Oh, and now we can increase the power of all spells. That was what we were looking for. I do like my passive skills. And then she can get her defense now up. And let's see here if there's any other big. A powerful slash with a chance for paralyzation. Petrify all. Powerful slash with 20% chance of paralyzing dark creatures. Charm time. Begin at 30% on the timeline. This is passive skill. Okay. Quickens an ally by 60% as opposed to right now they're 50%. That's not a big difference. But hey, this charm time gives you 20% of the timeline. So we'll work towards that. Squiggly Leo never did play this. Well, now you can play it in spirit through me as I do this complete playthrough. Yeah, no, pretty cool so far. Pretty cute. I mean, it definitely charms you at the beginning. But, you know, sometimes you get these games that charm you at the beginning and don't hold on to you all the way there. They're kind of looks, but there's not a lot of depth. I don't know if this is going to fall into that category yet. About 5-6 hours in. I will say, like, playing it, there's a casual mode if you're just in it for the story. But then there's a normal mode where the combat's supposed to be tougher. Oh boy, are they tough sometimes. I mean, some of the normal battles will knock you out if you're not careful. So I do find it helpful to put a little strategy into this. Let's pull out our debuffer, Nora, and have her do her famous 8 magic point lolly on everybody. And make sure that this rock doesn't interrupt her because that takes forever to cast. We could replace him with the wizard. That looks like a fire spire, so I'm thinking we hit him with a monsoon. She's going to slow everybody down. Oh, see, he likes that. He likes that water. And the Jester has a water weapon, so we'll leverage him next. Go ahead and swap her out with your Jester, who has your water-enhanced weapon. Go ahead and give him a little bit of the old rough and tumble. No need to slow him down because the Jester hits very quickly. And Spire's looking pretty beat up now. Her sister was fire. Nora was fire. I think he might have also been water. No, he's lightning. Oopsie. Oopsie doopsie. Ooh, I could interrupt him, or I could finish him off. I'm gonna finish him off. Bye-bye. We'll swap you out with Aurora. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oops. Oops. Let go of my slow down button and he got a first attack there. Whoopsie. Oh well. He dies anyway. Hey, we're getting bigger gyms now. So that's always good. That is good. Get some of our restoration yumminess there. Looks like we can go up there. Trying to explore everything is a little time consuming. If you're like me, you're trying to, find everything you can. Especially since the game's kind of tough. You feel like you need all the help you can get. Do you do any hiking? Not really. Hiking's one of those things I want to do, but I never quite get around to it. Plus, I tend to end up with some injuries from time to time. So, uh-oh. 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 Oh, phew. But I got problems with my back and my foot, so sometimes that becomes a factor. I do like to walk a lot in my neighborhood where it's all flat. But in theory, I love hiking. It's just, yeah, all the excuses in the world. How did this make its way into the Wheel of Rogue? It's not on the Wheel of Rogue. I use the Wheel of Rogue primarily when I do the surprise streams. For the schedule streams, I do Let's Plays that I have on a calendar. So this is on said calendar, and that calendar is right around here. There's the official calendar. So, oops, up here. So my Let's Play, Child of Light, Steam World Quest, is kind of Dragon Age Awakening, Dark Souls 2, Cosmic Star Heron, Boot Hill, For the King, Boot Hill Heroes, Gen 3, Star Renegades, and currently Beyond Divinity. Now this is all subject to change. I'm almost tempted to put in Zinky Zero just because that was such an interesting experience the other night. But that's the current Planet Mud. And as you can see with my spreadsheet with the dates on there, I basically have looked at estimates of how long it takes to beat those games and use that to compute since I'm scheduled to stream 10 hours a week. So based on that, we can kind of estimate what days I'll be playing. So yeah, I like my spreadsheets. What can I tell you? I'm all about my spreadsheets. I'm all about the spreadsheets. Let me give that a color. Let me give that a yellow color. Haha. But yeah. Yep. So this is supposed, and these are, for the most part, most of these, with the exception of like Dark Souls, these are going to be like complete Let's Plays with any luck. Unless I just really end up hating the game. Which isn't hard, because I'm old and crotchety. I had issues with my back too. Somehow I stopped with the simple yoga move. So I've got a big backstory along those lines. Um, I kept almost buying 13 Sentinels. It's going to happen soon. Oh, do it, dude. Do it. I mean, I want to play. I haven't played it, so I'm not speaking from experience, but everyone I know who's played it loves it. Pretty much. Not finishing Dark Souls. Yeah, I suspect I'm not going to finish Dark Souls 2. I'm doing that one mostly because everyone, like I did a vote and everyone kept picking Dark Souls. So, and Wheels says Dark Souls 2 is the best one. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I really hurt my back and I thought it was going to be like go away after a few months. It did not go away after a few months. It didn't go away after a few years. Went to doctors, looked at surgery, did pain medication for a while, but that's not a really long-term solution. And then the one thing that really helped was yoga. Now, I haven't been doing it for a while because I don't know if it just permanently kind of reduced it. It's still there, but it's reduced. It's easier for me to work around. I don't know if it permanently fixed it by doing that for a few months, that yoga, or what, or just taught me the core strength. But yeah, yoga is definitely, I highly recommend yoga to anybody who's suffering with chronic back fatigue or pain, mid pain. Let's get that guy back there. From what I remember, that is what Will thinks. So he's not trying to you. He's not lying to you, but oh no, no, don't start the arguments again. That's how I lost all my Twitch followers before because Wheels was involved in that big argument, which was the best Dark Souls and all this stuff. So, you know, if you pay attention to the details of the Wheel of Rogue, you notice that I don't have a lot of action-based rogues on there. Out of like, I don't know how many rogues do we have altogether, 30, 40 rogues. There's only 2 action-based. Children of Morta, because, you know, that Alex had sent me a review copy. I never properly reviewed it. I think I did an impression write-up on it, but I feel a little guilty, so I keep that on Wheel of Rogue because it is a roguelike, and so I'm going to give it all the coverage I can. And it is a decent game. But there's a reason why I didn't beat it, and that's because I suck at those games. And then the other one is Hades, because it's the jam that everyone's kind of like, you know, talking about. It's like the king of roguelikes right now. So that's it. Everything else on that list, all 38 other games are turn-based games. So, because I suck at these. So Dark Souls, I played Demon's Souls way back in the day, and I love the atmosphere. It really makes you feel like your life's on the line, and you know, and that you're in this, you know, this incredibly dangerous place as an adventurer. I really like that on one hand, but the difficulty and the fact you got to keep trying again and again till you memorize these patterns or get really good with your reflexes requires a level of patience that I no longer have in my older age. So, not to mention, it's not like my reflexes are super hot anyways. So I'll play Monster Hunter because I feel like with Monster Hunter, it's got more of an RPG influence to it in the way that you can decide how you want to approach this tough monster. Like when you're fighting a Nergigante, for example. Nergigante's ruthless, and a lot of players die a lot to him. But when I first fought him, of course I died, and I think I did a couple more times just to kind of look real, you know, because he kills you so fast. I had to like get my head around why I was dying and stuff. And then I changed my approach. I brought buff potions, I brought healing potions, I changed to a lance, which is a more defensive weapon, and I beat him. No problem. I feel like with Dark Souls, you don't have that flexibility. It's not like you can go farm up a bunch of healing potions and defense potions and raise your defense, or go farm up, you know, the prior monster that will give you the better armor, and it's going to make a huge difference like it does in Monster Hunter. You really have to get good. Like the difference between having the best armor, that's my impression anyways, in Dark Souls, of having the best armor and maybe not having the best armor, is you can take 2 hits instead of 1. Whereas in Monster Hunter, unless you're talking about maybe like the final master rank monsters, you can take a number of hits. And having better armor means you can take more than a couple of hits. You can take a lot of hits. I mean, Raging Rajang, which is like the most brutal monster, one of the most brutal monsters in the game, you know, I was able to defeat partly because I chose a different weapon that had a different style that mirrored him well. But yeah, I could use a bunch of healing items when I needed to. If I really push came to shove, I could go back to camp and get more healing items. I didn't have to do that, but I could have. From what I remember, that is what Wheels thinks, so he's not lying to you. But I hope we can group for the Rise. Oh yeah, for Rise. Oh yeah. So, I've been playing. I'm playing right now Friday nights on Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. If anybody wants to join, playing with my brother, but we'll be happy to invite you into the group. And we're kind of getting ready for Rise by playing, you know, Monster Hunter Generations. Very excited about Rise. I want my doggy to go with my kitty. It's all about doggy and kitty. It's definitely all about doggy and kitty. Ooh, if she casts the buff, she's not going to get off on time. And just going to haste him up. I've bounced off of every Monster Hunter I've tried, including stories. Well, Monster Hunter Stories, obviously, JRPG, you know, kind of in the vein of a Pokemon or something, completely different beast there. But I will say, like, Monster Hunter games are really tough to get into And I bounced off of Monster Hunter 4, which is now I consider to be one of, if not the best in the series. But I had originally bounced off of it because of its learning curve. For a lot of people, that means getting with friends who can talk you through. And I've done that for a number of my family members and talked them through and got them up and running. Once it starts to click and you get it, it becomes a lot of fun. Should you have to invest that much to really get into a game? No, you shouldn't. I've said it before. I think that if it takes a game 5 hours to get fun, I got better things to do with my time. But now that I played Monster Hunter for hundreds and hundreds of hours, I will say, like in this particular case, the payoff is kind of worth it. Because once you learn one Monster Hunter, especially the older ones, you're covered for the future ones. Because it's just learning the basics of like alchemy and herbalism and cooking your food and prepping for a fight. And Monster Hunter World made it simpler, but the basics are still there. So, oh, he's dead. Oh, he's almost dead too. Right, tried mainline Monhum a few times, didn't work for me. I thought stories would maybe hook me, but no, dice. You know, stories is a really cute JRPG. But if you're not already into the Monster Hunter universe, it's a good RPG, but there's a lot of great ones on the 3DS. So without the additional hook of, oh, cool, that's a Rathalos and I can tame it. If you're not already a fan of the series, you know, like if it was the only RPG you had, you'd have a good time with it. But the reality is we've all got competing backlogs, right? So, oh, that poor Jester, he's having a rough day. And now he's dead. Oh, cool! I didn't know you could change out a dead party member. I just learned something new. It took me a long time to understand the game cycle. Once I did, I realized it's the best endless cycle. It really, really is good. And you know, I will tell you, so what got me, I forgot to say, what did get me into Monster Hunter, because I didn't have a friend who showed me the ropes. How did I get into it? I had friends who kept talking me into it, but they weren't around at the times I was around to show me the ropes. So I watched Pro Jared's videos, and he does an entertaining way of showing the ropes. He starts off his videos saying, "This is you," and he shows a brand new Monster Hunter who's in there like leather armor. "This is me," and he's wearing bad to the bone Astalos lightning armor. "This is you," and you're falling over dying to the monster. "This is me," and he's slaying a Gore Magdala, with the final blow. You want to be like me. I'm going to help you get there. It was something like that. It was really kind of catchy. It made me chuckle. But the videos have a lot going for them. I spent a lot of time watching also, what's his name? I want to do a shout out for him because he does a lot of Monster Hunter videos, or he did in the past. But I'm drawing a big old blank. But I'd have to look it up. But there's one guy, really popular, and he does the videos showing you all the weapon combinations. In the newer Monster Hunter World, there's not a tutorial, but a practice arena you can go to, and it'll show all the combos up on the screen while you're doing it, so it helps you to learn. With the old ones like Monster Hunter 4, you could look it up on Google, but having a YouTube video that showed the different combos was really helpful. Let's see here. I've only tried a PSP Monster Hunter because some friends were playing and wanted me to join, but I couldn't get into the combat. I think it was a lack of abilities and magic for me personally. God bless you, playing PSP Monster Hunter. Mike Labs talks about it. I still has no idea how he did it, because those are really the controls on those PSP ones without a proper second, analog joystick made those really kind of rough. Um, yeah, there's no magic ability, so to speak, but it's really getting into the combos, and you got your items that can help out that in a way are like magic items. So I mean, you got a stun trap, lightning trap that can stun a monster. Well, isn't that like a spell? You've got a pit trap that sucks them into the ground and they're clawing, trying to get back out. Isn't that kind of like a spell? Um, different kinds of things. Flash bombs that can blind them temporarily and stuff, but you're limited how many you can carry and craft more on the fly. But in a way, you kind of think of those as spells, I suppose. But Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate also gave you all these different combat styles. And the combat styles gave you a vast selection, a vast variety of abilities. And while none of them are technically, I suppose, spells, a lot of them are extremely flashy. Like I was watching one today, the guy has a charge blade, which is a really cool sword and shield that transforms with the right combo into a big, huge two-handed battle axe that's much taller than Cloud's sword, right? And it's slow and heavy and hits like a truck. And you're supposed to switch between the two because you can power up the juice of the axe with your sword and shield and then switch over to this badass axe. But that wasn't even the coolest part because of Monster Hunter Generations. There's a hunting style, there's a skill that you can use with a certain hunting style that does this big finisher where you flourish it all around and this big laser beam comes out of the top of the axe and he slams it down the monster and happened to get a killing blow with that. No, he chopped off his tail. And it looked like he was chopping off his tail with the lightsaber from Star Wars. It was so freaking epic. So epic. Oh my gosh, it's a really, really big fire. Oh, he looks super unhappy. Let's see here. I kind of got lucky because I automatically loved the look of the charge blade, but it's arguably the hardest to learn. It wasn't until I switched to simple sword and shield I started the game beyond the weapon. Then I was able to go back to charge blade and really owned it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, sword and shield is usually the beginning weapon that I usually try to get people into. Silly me, I fell in love with the insect glaive, and that is certainly not the easiest weapon, but I love the idea of being Donatello with a bow staff, and the glaive's kind of like that. The way you spin it around might as well be a bow staff. But the insect mechanic certainly adds a layer of complication to it. But in Monster Hunter World, they really brought up to a new level with the aerial combat. It is so well done. Now, it is not the most damaging way, unfortunately. So you kind of lose something there. Oh, he is still very much hurting. Oh, he did not heal much. But the charge blade, I really like the charge blade. They say it's one of the harder ones to learn, and obviously a lot harder than sword and shield, or a lot more complicated, deeper. But yeah, when it clicks, it is so satisfying. So satisfying. 106 points of damage. That is not even, like, whatever fair is, that is clearly the opposite. Holy schmicky holies. And yes, that's totally word, schmicky holies. Wow. Now, let's have her heal. And then we'll have you change out to the Jester, because he does have the fast water attack, and I'm going to try to heal him up real quick. And we're going to heal you. So much pain and suffering. Yeah, none of the weapons that were there really resonated with me either. There's like 14 weapons? There's something like I know it's an investment of time. It really is an investment of time for everything to click in the game. I'm not gonna lie. But with 14 weapons, whether you want the slow heavy weapon where you pick your shots and you get in at that right time and you hit them with the greatsword, knock them around with the hammer to concuss them, give them concussions, whatever. You go in for a more balanced approach, like the sword and shield, where you have some defense that you can quickly defend. The sword and shield is fast but flexible. Or you go for ultimate speed and dodging with the twin blades. Like, there is so many different playstyles. And then, if you ever get bored of all of the 10 melee weapons, you go to range weapon, it becomes like a third-person shooter. It's insane. The variety and the balance, like, because they've had like 5 games and years to balance out those weapons and to make them feel combo them so well. It just it's great. But again, the there's no doubt that the learning level, the learning whatever thing ceiling is pretty high. No doubt. Learning curve. That's what I meant. He's not going to get another turn. She's going to erupt him. I'm going to have him defend, maybe? Oh, he interrupted her. Crapoli. And have her interrupt the big guy in the back. Fairy juice. However, it took me a while to accept the fact that Monster Hunter is a spam is not a sword spam game like Zelda. Sometimes you get a few hits in and you need to play it safe. So it's all the more fun with friends because your attack windows closes, opens up for your friends. But even then with friends, some monsters are not safe. Even when you're hiding behind them, the game is awesome like that. Every fight is a boss fight. Yeah, it really is. Every fight's kind of a boss fight. With the older Monster Hunters, you could always kind of like zoom out to the other arenas when you needed to. And that could give you a breather if your back was against the wall and you needed to stop and heal and sharpen your weapons and stuff. You kind of had that option. With the newer Monster Hunter, it's a little bit harder sometimes to get away because it's much more open. Oh, just die. What does it take to kill one of these things? And stay dead? Can you do that for me? Ah, that poor Jester. He dies so much. Okay, we're gonna try to water one of these guys up. Yeah, but if you're playing with other friends, it usually can provide you more opportunities for windows than if you're playing alone. Against harder monsters, though, that can sometimes be detrimental because when you're playing alone and you really get to know a monster's kind of like ins and outs, there's kind of a dance there. But when you start taking palicos or friends, then there's a little RNG about who the monster is going to go after next, and they're so quick, it could actually make it harder to predict. You think you're open and you're not. So it just kind of depends there. But that's why I like to fight a lot of monsters solo to really get to know them before I start fighting them with friends. Because I don't want that crutch. I really want to get to know the monster and his pattern on a one-on-one basis before I jump in with friends. So I'm kind of different that way. I do like playing with friends. I just prefer to get to know some of the monsters, one-on-one and make sure I can beat them alone. And if nothing else, it kind of proves that I'm at least carrying some of my weight too if I can beat them solo. Oh my gosh, this thing is still alive. What's keeping it alive? Nobody knows. Ah, her fire sword ain't gonna do nothing against him. Meteorite? Why does that sound horrible? Oh, I know. Because it is. We're like running out of party members here. I got the wizard who's out of magic points. We'll have him defend. And of course he attacks the other one. Try attacking him. Oh, and of course she has the fire sword, so she ain't gonna do diddly squat. Huh. We're going to have to use a magic potion, I think. Revive, antidote. Tell how often I use these. I don't even know what they do. 50% hit points, 75%. That's what I'm looking for. Magic points. Ah, refreshing. And now we'll have him cast a Monsoon on Pumpkin. Ah, oh, shucks. He got his attack off before the spell finished. Cheater. Yeah, well, interrupt this. Yeah. I'm telling you, these fights, man. Tough fights. Oh, see, now she leveled up even though she got KO'd. So, I don't know if you get XP if you completely sit out the fight, but as long as you're rotated in, it looks like you're getting something. Okay. Well, I think this is a good place to... Well, did it save, though? You never know if it saved. I don't like these games that you like. Did it save? Did it not save? Did it have the little symbol in the bottom after the fight? Does anybody remember? I don't remember. Yeah, go back and watch the instant replay. We'll call it a night as soon as we confirmed that it has in fact saved. And we're looking for that little symbol in the lower right-hand corner. We'll find that guy. But yeah, especially the older Monster Hunters. Monster Hunter World helped a lot, but even Monster Hunter World is tough to approach without some sort of guide. They tutorialize a bit of it. Let's say 50%, but 50% of a lot is still a lot. There's still a lot on there that it would help to have explained. Like I was playing with a friend, and he was losing against Nergigante over and over again, one of the tougher bosses I was talking about earlier. And it was like, I noticed that he wasn't even using like an armor potion, an adamant seed. He wasn't using any of that. And for me, that's kind of like basic. All right, there's a save. There's a save right there. Of course, now I'm kind of curious what's in this treasure chest. Okay. All right. Well, I think we had a good run tonight. I have no clue how much further we've gotten, percentage-wise. See, they say it's 12 to 15 now. I don't know. I feel like we're 6-7 hours in. I don't feel like I'm halfway through, but it's hard to say. But I hope you all had a good time tonight. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me as I continue to work through Child of Light. And should be back on Thursday. It's always possible I'll do a surprise stream in between. You never know. You got to follow us on Twitch to find out. Like I said, if you see something you like, you don't like, let me know. Yeah, your opinions matter and help to influence the future shows and what I play next. So I'm always happy to hear from you. Well, there we go. Go ahead and sign out there. Yay. Moogle, always a pleasure. Peter, always a pleasure to have you on here. Always appreciate it. Love chit chatting with you guys late at night as we're playing some of these games. Always very appreciative of you guys being on. And yeah, scheduled for Thursday, but like I said, might be a surprise in between. You never know. And just to remind y'all to head over to rpgamer.com for more information or join us on discord.com/rpgamer. Love to chit chat with you. Really appreciate those of you who are following us and subscribed and all that other fun stuff. But until our next Let's Play, this is your humble servant and adventuring Phil Willis, aka JCServant, signing off.
When I see your face, I feel a sun inside me rise, and everything awakens in the sweet paradise. If there's anything I can do for you, when your bones are cold and you're blue, and I will be sending you all of my Sahara love, and I will be sending you all of my Sahara love, and I will be sending you all of my Sahara love, and I will be sending you all of my Sahara love. My love will warm you through and be the city lights coming into view. I'll put my arms all the way around you, and forever peace will surround you. Forever peace will surround you, 'cause the arms of the sun have found you, have found you, have found you. the sun have found you, and I will be sending you